is a strong revelation of how hypocritical, how dubious, and also how irresponsible the International Murderers Foundation is. And we have been saying this for quite some time now. This is not an organization that any country, any nation should be dealing with today. This is a backward organization. This is a lying machine. That is what the International Murderers Foundation represents. That is what the World Bandits represent. The World Bank, styled as World Bank. This is what all of these organizations represent. Thomas Sankara told us that the whole point about the existence of all of these organizations is to wreck the economies of the third world nations, is to recolonize Africa. A fantastic way at which you can understand how irresponsible this organization is to look at this report. You guarded a nation in complicity with the terrible leader, the Tinubu-led administration, into removing oil subsidy. And now the economy is crashing, consequent to the backward policy that you spent out to this terrible government. Everything is crashing. The economy is crashing. Inflation, devaluation, consequent to your backward policies. And everything is crashing. Instead of you manning up over your responsibility, instead of you stepping in, you cannot step in because your ultimate agenda is to wreck the economy, and you have achieved that. We must use this opportunity to also condemn the political elite, members of the ruling class across the spectrum. We must condemn those elite that supported the removal of voice subsidy. We must condemn the PDP guy. We must condemn, the Labour Party guy, the Peter Obi guy. All of these elements supported the removal of voice subsidy. We must condemn them for their ignorance. Because the point is that their level of ignorance is holding us back. Their level of ignorance is dragging us back. And so there is no excuse. We must condemn this backward element for their ignorance. This backward notorious organization guarded the backward ignorant Tinubu-led administration, to remove subsidy. With the backward notion that, when you remove subsidy, when you cut public spending, the economy will grow. That is when you cut revenue in the health sector, when you cut revenue in the educational sector, when you cut revenue in the transport sector, when you cut revenues across all sectors that have to do with the provision of basic social amenities that you will develop. That is the illusion. That is the madness. That IMF. That is the lie. That IMF and all of these backward international financial capital organizations are peddling to these terrible nations, these terrible governments across the third world nations. These lies, this illusion. The economies of the so-called first world nations did not advance by cutting public spending. That is the fact. As at last year, the United States of America spent over $250 million in subsidizing the agricultural sector. But this ignorant backward element will keep on telling you that when you remove subsidy, your economy will grow. It is nothing but about the recolonization of the economies of the third world nations. It is about the destruction of the economies of the third world nations. It's about the destruction of their market. It's about destruction of their currency. Devalue the currency. Ensure that the currency of these nations are not at par with the currencies of the so-called first world nations.